right, that was Sebastian Messer, everybody, with his band Krieger, and you are listening to 107.5 FM, WRU LP, Savannah, Georgia, WRUU.org. We are Savannah Soundings Community Radio with Global Soul. I'm your host, Adam Messer, and my special guests today are Alex and Cassidy Talley. And we're going to go ahead and play your Free 16, Alex. Everybody, this is a song about a travesty that happened at a pizza joint.
This is a little story about, I'll get to what it's about later. So, I was at a concert with my friends one night. We left a little early because I got in a fight. Not the fault of Matt, Holly, John, or Nick, but I got hit by a drunk chick and we all got sick. Listened to the show from outside the venue. Went online, looked through some menus. We were starving, really hoping that we could find someplace that was open. Walk into a pizza place. The host said, I'll see if I can find you a space. I look around, it seems there's plenty of empty tables, like 15, 20, but they be acting like we need a reservation. Last thing open, not a first destination. But whatever, ain't about the confrontation. Gang was as hungry as a third world nation. Then the waiter comes to the table. Look at this dude, he was so unstable that he walks away from the table, and then he walks back to the table. He looks so confused, I don't know what he's thinking. His head was so empty, like Abraham Lincoln. We're losing our youth while we sit in this booth. It took several times just for the order to sink in. Order some drinks, so that's when we think that the night just might get good for us. Then this one waitress apparently hates us, decides that she wants to come bully us. She's like, did the poor babies party too hard? We're like, what's the deal? Get our drinks from the bar. We're just trying to have a good time, but waiting on drinks is 8:45. Now it's 9:25. If we don't get some food in us, we won't survive. Please just give me the pie. And I ain't talking 3.14159. I immediately regret making that math joke. Cut that. Got a picture of sangria, still trapped in the pizzeria. The waiter's weird, but we're trying to be nice, even though the pitcher was like half full of ice. We order once, he leaves and come back with some ice. We order twice, he comes back again with more ice. He says no one should have to pour their own drink, at least that's what I think. That's what that one waitress was supposed to do, but that's okay, cause you know, she's like kinda new. Don't worry about it, cause I'm able. And then he pours ice on the table. Seriously, this guy's obsession with ice was like really strange. Says our order back, it wasn't right. We ordered for the third time tonight. And then he writes it on the back of a check, and we realize he hadn't even put it in yet. Another 45 minutes pass by. One by one we reach old age and die. Tables around us were filled, served, and cleaned. Don't know why we didn't deserve to eat. Finally the food starts coming in hot. Well, at least some of it, cause the waiter forgot to put the order in for one of us though. So we ask for our checks and we'll take his to go. Doesn't get the check, no box, nothing yet. Wanders all around, mind baked on meth and shrooms, weed, booze, maybe cocaine too. Might have eaten bath salts with a tube of super glue. Snaps back to reality suddenly. Forgets his task, puts a cookie in front of me. Says take this as an apology. Kitchen was backed up, company policy. Still no check of the rest of our food. Now John's just not in the mood. He said, hey man, we just wanna leave. Can we speak to your manager, please? Lady coming from the back, she don't even care a bit. Tell him by the way she walks, she ain't gonna be listening. Talking about all the other problems that we had in our establishment. She don't wanna solve them, even deal with it. Seriously, after everything that we told her, she's like, what do you mean to do about it? I don't know, cause it isn't my job, tell me. And she's like, I guess you can have one for free. Waiter rings the tab and we're so relieved. At this point, I swear we just wanna leave. John and I get out the booth last. Next to the seat, there's a handful of cash. Outside, John says you dropped your money on the ground. Nick's like, no, it's in my wallet right now. So if you're still listening or if you haven't given up, that's the story of how we accidentally stole $16.
All right, everybody, that was Alex Talley's Free 16 track, cut, rap, song.
Yeah.
It's our radio debut for that song, or his.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you were part of it.
Well, yeah, a little bit. I was part of the video, not really the song.
You did the. Well, I mean, the video stuff is important too. It's like kind of the production team or whatever.
That's true, yeah.
Right?
I think we'll actually start production on another one next year, which I'm really excited about.
That'll be sweet. Okay, so I've got a little shindig that I've got coming up next Saturday, y'all. It's called the Savannah Authors Expo. You may remember I started the Savannah Quill in like 2016, May 2016. And so we've got, it's going to be over at Savannah Coffee Roasters, and it's from
Good spot.
Yeah, I love that place. It's from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and we've got a huge list of like authors and poets. I just want to go through the list real quick. We got Jennifer Harris. She's a poet and author. Rebecca Hamrick. She's a sci-fi and horror novelist. And she writes, her genre for horror is not like, it's zombie stuff, so it's not like, the gore and type stuff. Melanie Goldie, who is a poet and comedian. Alidria Hurt, she's a fantasy and horror novelist. Monica Lee Floyd, poet and author. Laura Loop, she's a sci-fi humorologist. Jayla Jaybird Lawton, who is a poet and author. Lee Rich, who is actually one of the hosts here on WRUU. I'm actually going to be on her show listening to literature on this Friday.
Nice.
Yeah, talking about it. Jack Simmons, who is an author, playwright, and a novelist. Josh Vasquez, who is a horror novelist. He's been on the show like a ton of times.
Awesome.
He's the one that wrote the Savannah zombie novel series. Yeah. Winfield Strock, a good friend of mine. He's a sci-fi and steampunk novelist. Terry Dremel. He actually, you know how you draw those kind of like oddball, weird, strange, completely out there, left field type thing.
Yeah.
He draws the same kind of stuff, like Mad
nice.
Magazine type stuff. Kind of like this
That's
stuff
awesome.
like you draw with some of the old school stuff. I don't know if you still draw it or not, but
Oh, yeah, I know exactly what you're
like
talking
the
about.
old school stuff.
Yeah.
So his thing's called the Stee Range
Check that
Comics.
out.
It's pretty
Nice,
cool.
nice. Oh, yeah.
John Stamp Jr., fantasy and crime fiction novelist. Brian Ralph, the creator of Daybreak. He's going to be
Sweet.
talking about it. And then there's this guy called Adam Messer,
All right.
a poet and a novelist. He's going to be there. He's also a journalist.
Sounds awesome.
So I hope y'all can come out. It'd be cool. It's
fun.
going to be so like, okay, so it's going to be like a book. There are going to be books for sale, right? But it's not a book selling event. It's really like an author expo where people can come out, talk with readers, and talk about like stuff that you like. It's at a coffee shop. Like they've got the Morrison Room upstairs, which is really laid back. It's very nice.
Yeah.
That place is a great place to just go hang out anyway.
Oh,
so
yeah,
like,
they have
just
great
go hang out,
food.
talk about books, drink coffee.
Yeah.
Can't think of a better Saturday, honestly.
I'm telling you, I'm really excited about it. Well, the last 2 years we did the convention. Did the convention at the Cottonwood Suites where GnomeCon was last year.
Oh, right, nice.
And great spot, bad location. It's hard for people to come off the
That
road.
makes sense.
Yeah. I love that spot back there.
Parking's pretty reasonable around coffee roasters. It's never that busy.
Yeah. You can always park at the in the Civic Center parking lot too.
Yeah.
Parking lot there, and then the parking garage is nearby too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So great spot.
And so this year, I talked to them about the Savannah Coffee Roasters about sponsoring us, and so they're our sponsor for the Author Expo.
That's
Sweet.
awesome.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that, and we've got a couple, like one or two more that I haven't added to the list yet. That they're going to be coming out, some local authors and stuff.
Sweet.
But it's just
Special
going to be
guest?
a chill day. Kind of fun. That's one of the things I like about talking with indie artists and authors and entertainers, because we're all doing our thing. You're doing the music, you're pushing that, you're doing the makeup, pushing that. Y'all are working in the entertainment industry.
All just doing what we love because we love it.
Yeah, and like we were talking earlier about, some people are like, oh, I want to know you because your connections and whatever. It's like,
Right.
that's not how you do things.
Yeah.
You can smell that a mile away.
I mean, it
Oh,
is
yeah.
all about who you know, but like at the same time, you got to get to it on your own.
Well, yeah, you got to build relationships with people.
You have to put in your own effort.
Yeah, you have to do the work. I mean, like, that's one of the things you can't. Well, I don't want to go on a rant about ghostwriters, but there are some authors out there that have ghostwriters, and they want to do the image of being an author, and they might have an idea for their story, but they hire a ghostwriter to write the actual story for them.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with it. They're and I'll be honest with you, there are indie writers that I know that they ghostwrite for other people. They make money doing it, and it's a gig job.
Yeah.
And I get that. The problem I have with that business is the people that are portraying themselves as they did the work. You know, and I get it. I mean, there's two sides of the coin. You know, there are probably people out there like, I ghostwrite, and you don't know what you're talking about. I get
Sure,
that.
yeah.
I get that. I'm not talking about that. I get why you do it because you want to make some money and, you know, whatever. What I'm talking about is like the folks that they didn't put in the work. They didn't, you know, the blood, sweat, and tears of, you know, working at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Exactly.
You know, and, you know, staying up, you know, for 3 days straight.
Right. I mean,
You
it's
know.
like I worked like 15 hours on Friday, and I have to get up at like 3 o'clock tomorrow, 3 or 4. You know?
Yeah. I know. I get up at like 5 every day for work too. So
fun.
it's brutal.
Yeah.
It's brutal. But you put it in, and then, you know, like this weekend, I've been doing the NaNoWriMo for the first time, the National Novel Writing Month. And I have right at 10,000 words from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Nice.
That's awesome.
It's good
I
progress.
did that because I was like, okay, Monday through Thursday, I work a lot, and I'm not sure that I can make, you know,
Yeah, just do what
1,700
you
words a
can,
day.
yeah.
So I want to kind of, front stack it.
Yeah, and just find when you're the most productive.
Yeah.
When you got
Right.
the time to do it.
Yeah, because like I'm pretty nocturnal, so when I'm not at work, I do almost everything at night. Like past 8 o'clock, I'm just my most productive.
Yeah, I love the magic hour. Like I wrote this poetry book called What the Night Taught Me.
Yeah.
And, you know, like 3 a.m. to me.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Beautiful
so
time.
serene. Yeah, and this poetry that I wrote was about that. You know, it was about romantic love and just that, you know, the creative hour, you know, and that how your soul just
Yeah. Well, I think that's
connects
where like
differently.
most of my music's come from is like 3 a.m. can't
Yeah.
sleep, you know?
It's a good writing hour for sure.
It's the best.
A lot of the artists I know are insomniacs.
Yeah.
I think most of them are. I think it's
Yeah.
just a common trait that we all share.
It's weird because our brains are hardwired differently. I mean,
It's
honestly.
true. Yeah, it's harder to sleep. You just think about everything, you know? Everything that you want to do, everything that you have done,
Yeah.
how to make it better.
Or sometimes like I'll overthink like a faux pas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Let's talk about a faux pas for a second. This is like the lost art of the faux pas. And a faux pas is, for those playing at home, I'm sure the boomers know what I'm talking about, but the Gen Zs might not know. A faux pas is when you say something and you stick your foot in your mouth. On accident, not on purpose. You just kind of like, oh, I flubbed that up.
Yeah.
You know, that
Oh,
happened
it's
to me
awkward.
last night. I haven't stopped thinking about it since.
It's embarrassing.
It's so bad.
But the word faux pas is designed just for that specific situation. Like, you know, oh, I made a faux pas. I'm sorry. Please forgive my faux pas.
Yeah.
And we have lost that little art of the faux pas. It's almost like cancel culture has, and memes have amplified the faux pas into like a thing. Like, you know, okay, I said the wrong thing. Like earlier I said Alex Cassidy.
Yeah.
I didn't mean this, you know, that was a faux pas. You know, it was a misstep.
Right.
You know, that is sometimes people are like, can you believe that he said Alex
Oh, I know
Cassidy
people.
instead of
People
Alex
get
Talley?
offended by so much stuff
Yeah.
so easily.
And they want the cancel culture stuff is like rampant right now.
Cancel culture kind of cracks me up because what I've noticed is like people talk about the whole like there's no such thing as bad publicity, and you
There
see that
is.
that's well. Here's the thing though,
Yeah.
like as soon as someone gets canceled,
Yeah.
then people who never would have heard of whoever this person is, like read a BuzzFeed article, like, oh wait, look who's this clown, and they check it out. They're like, oh, I kind of like his content, and like suddenly they're a lot more popular.
You get the anti-haters
Yeah.
that are like, oh, I'm going to support
I think
her because of
it
that.
depends on. I think it depends on if these faux pas are like
You have
from
to have content though. You
Yeah.
have to, you
Well,
like
and
to
it's
have
like
something.
musicians after they pass, and you know their music gets 10 times more popular, and
Oh
it's
gosh,
just like
Michael Jackson sold more records after he died
right.
Yeah.
than when he was alive, and it's so sad because like his last couple albums, people didn't want to support.
I know.
You know, he's such
well,
a
like
genius.
his music was good all the way through.
But that was a
honestly.
lot of cancel culture. You know, like
Yeah.
for sure.
But I think since the documentary, I think people are listening to more. But like, oh, you know, it's
Oh, I'm definitely
Yeah.
guilty of that. Like, I heard people talking about him, and I was like, oh, but his music's really good, though. And, like, started listening to it again. It's like, I'm guilty of it
Yeah.
at the same time.
Everybody, you're listening to WRULP Savannah, Georgia, 107.5 FM, WRUU.org. We are Savannah Soundings Community Radio with Global Soul, and I'm your host, Adam Messer. This is the Adam Messer Show, and my special guests today are Alex Talley and Cassidy Talley. Bass, do you mind playing a riff for us? I'll just crank it up. That's awesome. Do you see how low he's playing on the fret there on the fretboard?
It's wild.
I mean, like this is just crazy. Yeah. And that's one of the cool things about having my own radio show.
Yeah.
He's got a platform. Boom. There you go.
Love it.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, all right. This mic is kind of whatever. What have y'all? Do you want to talk a little bit about the process? Do you want to talk a little bit about? I mean, what do you want to dig into? What's a misconception that people have about you working in the business and being young?
That it's glamorous. That's one of the biggest ones, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
People think that because I'm a makeup artist and I work with actors, that like I must have the most luxurious life, and it's like so the opposite. I mean, I keep thinking it's Saturday. On Friday night we had like this crazy long shoot. We were all there for like 15 hours. It got so cold so fast.
Yeah, it did.
Like an instant change. Like we're all just like shivering. Alex was out there with me. We're all just so cold, and it's just like running around, and that's one of the biggest things that kind of annoys me.
What about you, Alex?
I think I guess the being young in the industry is a weird thing, which I feel like I'm slowly approaching. No longer being young, recent birthday, I feel like ancient, but 23.
But, no, you're not.
But starting off in the industry young, people think like it's being kind of handed to you or whatever. But you still have to face.
That drives me crazy.
Yeah, you have to face the same challenges as everyone else, and you got to kind of prove yourself more to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Like if you're just like, oh, look at this kid, he didn't know anything, and that, to an extent, like when you start off, you don't know anything. So you gotta learn on the spot.
I'm like, did you come out of the womb knowing that?
Yeah,
exactly. It's like you have to work really hard to prove yourself, and it's not.
You know what I found?
It's not a bad thing though, honestly, because it's like if you didn't ever prove yourself, you have to put in the effort to give yourself a good reputation, then just keep it up.
You know what I found though about that, and I agree with you. You have to have a good reputation because you have to do the work.
Yeah.
I found though that people that are little haters like that, they're paying attention to you because you're doing something that they can't.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And
that's something people say a lot. It's like your biggest critics are your biggest. Like they're the most jealous.
They'll tell you about yourself though. They will tell you about yourself. I mean, they'll tell you like something like if you got a character flaw and they can exploit that. They're like,
oh, they'll tell you.
Oh, I don't like your eyeglasses there, Adam. I'm like, okay.
Yep.
You got a pen on your string there, didn't you notice that? Like, yeah, I put it there.
I'm doing my thing, man.
Exactly, I know.
It's so funny though because people will do that, and I'm like, I honestly love it when my haters give me criticism though.
Yeah,
because I look at it like I think of them as like little 3-year-olds.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what it turns into. Yeah,
so true. Yeah,
but I think about like the reason why I think about them as being like 3-year-olds is because you think about a 3-year-old pitching a tantrum over chocolate
nothing,
milk,
right?
And then you're like, well, what did they say though? Oh, I can actually improve because they're pointing out a flaw because they don't like me, and that's something that other people that do like me aren't necessarily willing to tell me. So that's I look at it as like, okay, yeah, please give me your hate.
Yeah, take it as a
feed off of your hate. I love
it.
I love it.
Sure. Honestly, there's a million bad things I could say about this industry, but it's
we're
like,
not going to do that.
But it's like I wouldn't want to do that because
it's great.
I love my job, and there are a lot of new people that I'm meeting in the first week of shooting. A lot of them are from Atlanta.
Yeah,
and they're some of my new favorite people. I mean,
we
it's like
need
the
a
people
soundstage here in Savannah.
Oh, so bad.
Bo. Oh gosh, Bo. I'm so sorry. I can't think of your last name right this second. I feel so bad.
Is it Bo Belenich?
No,
is that who you're thinking of?
Bo. He was on my show not too long ago. Oh my gosh, he's an entertainment attorney.
Bo Bowen?
Yeah, Bo Bowen.
Yeah,
yes, I was having like that's what happens when you turn 43. You're like,
right.
You got your brain cramp. Bo Bowen was on the show, and he's an entertainment attorney, and he was talking about actually the Heartbeat bill, and
that was the whole thing.
And then he was talking about how he had really tried to push for us to get a soundstage here in Savannah.
Right.
And there's so much work going on that if we had a soundstage, we actually could have more work. Mm-hmm. In Savannah.
That's true. That's very true.
Hollywood is like, Savannah is definitely on the radar, but we need more resources. We need, they like the locations and all that, but we need to be able to try to like say, hey, okay, well, yes, we have the quaint little locations, and we have like the different, like all the way from 1700s to modern day.
Yeah,
except for maybe the skyscrapers.
Yeah, we got a little bit of everything. Yeah. So.
And the people, and whatever. We have an eclectic group of people, or whatever. That's cool. But a soundstage would, I agree with Bo.
Yeah.
It would be great because then we could actually have production work going on here. Mm-hmm. They could stay in Savannah. And
they wouldn't have to go to Atlanta to finish.
And nothing against Atlanta. There's nothing against Atlanta.
No, we love Atlanta.
Yeah,
Atlanta's
but it's
great.
It's just one of those things like, that I think is the next step for Savannah. Or the surrounding areas. Like, even if it was like Bloomingdale,
I think it would be better for all of our local people, and then all the people that travel in from nearby, like south of North Carolina.
Yeah, people would move here because of that.
Yeah,
because there would be work.
Oh, I did hear though that North Carolina got their film incentives back, which is really good because a lot of people that lived up there had to start coming down here and traveling for work. So it'll be great for them to be able to work at home. There's something nice about working at home, not having to leave. For work.
Working away from home is kind of rough.
It is really rough.
Okay, we are. We played the Free 16 on the hour, and we're going to play it again here in a few minutes.
Sweet.
But
I was going through my music earlier. I was exporting that, and I was putting together instrumentals of some of my, or just going and just muting my my voice back off of it because I'm just trying to practice. Just in the car, I'm always trying to sing my own songs because I'll freestyle and stuff in the car. But it's good to just practice my own stuff.
Definitely.
Talking about faux pas a minute ago, the worst.
I'm gonna actually resurrect the faux pas for, that's gonna be my mission in life now. It's do you know about the faux pas?
The faux pas.
Have you heard about a faux pas?
The worst version of that I've experienced is on stage, that's the worst. In front of people, it's the worst.
It's embarrassing.
It's rough.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're humans, and our brains think a lot quicker than our mouths speak, and we make faux pas. Yeah, and it's just an honest mistake. A faux pas to me is I would love to see people say, "Oh, my bad, that was a faux pas," and then it's just a dull, dead issue, and it's oh yeah, he had a faux pas, no big deal. Let's move on.
Yeah,
So
instead of making a big deal out of everything.
Yeah. I mean, literally, did you hear when Adam said Alex Cassidy? Oh my God! Yeah, Dad, I said it. My bad. It was so crazy. But tell me something, Alex, that you when you first got in, you wish you knew. Because what is this 5 years in that y'all been working in the industry?
Yeah,
about 5 years or so,
something like that.
What's something you wish you'd known then that you know now?
I kind of think there's an attitude that I've kind of adopted lately that where I handle. This isn't probably the advice for everybody, but whenever I see a situation, whenever a situation's happening to me, I almost view it as if it was an episode of The Office or something. This is funny from an outside perspective. I'm miserable, but that
somebody's laughing.
That's funny. What's happening is so ridiculous that it's funny, and that's how I made this song by this situation. Everyone in the situation was kind of miserable. Was this is funny. It sucks right now, but this is a funny situation.
20 years from now,
But I try to deal with work like that too when things are just getting really hectic and we've been there for 16 hours and everyone's running, sweating, and it's this is ridiculous. This is for because it'll be for a little TV show or movie. Yeah, and it's this is people are gonna watch this scene. It's gonna be a minute long.
I'll laugh about something if it's a hectic situation. I'll make a joke. I had a guy one time just go crazy on me about it.
Yeah,
and I was
not everyone can handle it that way.
Not
everyone
likes
to
sees it that way.
It's not funny. Sure.
Yeah,
I
mean, it makes a good story later on. You know, everything makes a good story.
Yeah. The stuff that doesn't, we don't remember.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
How about you, Cassidy? What is something that you think about now, or something that you wish you had known then, or something that you just
I think I'll kind of piggyback off the same thing because there's something I've been dealing with recently. Just whenever you have turmoil with someone you're working with, and I used to let it affect me so much, just my mental health through the entirety of the show. But you just can't let somebody else turn what you love to do into a nightmare, and you can't give people that power. And that's the biggest thing for me. It's even when I have people that I'm not necessarily fond of, I look around and I'm still like, this is my job, you know, like I work in a great industry. I've somehow taken what I absolutely love and made it a career, you know, and you can't just let those little moments. And that's one thing I love about films, like only a few months of those people, or only a few months of that show, and then you're on to a new one. And it's like, just don't let them affect you that much. It's not that they're not that important, you know?
That's a good way to think about it, you know, especially, that, I guess that's one of the things about the kind of work that you do, that you get to rotate in and out.
Yeah.
You know, and
it's like we work with a lot of the same people from Savannah, and like you become a little family, but you always get those people in from California and New York and Atlanta, and like 9 times out of 10 they're great, and then there's just that one every once in a while, you know, and it's just that one, and it's like only one person, so they shouldn't. But that's the thing.
That's what I'm thinking though. Like if it was like a TV show and you're watching this happen, like look at this dude.
Look at
this dude.
I know. I would have been laughing at myself all week last week.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's actually a good way to look at it.
You gotta just take it in stride. You gotta try to handle
just think
more
like
stuff
you can
like
make
that.
A movie about it later.
Yeah. Well, I was exactly
parody of a parody of a parody.
Yeah, of your life, of your entire life.
Let's play the pledge thank yous real quick.
Sweet.
Thank you to everyone who made a financial contribution during this year's on-air membership campaign for WRUU. Because of your generosity, we're able to continue bringing you the music and talk programs you've come to expect. We're now delivering your thank you gifts. Expect them soon. And we're back on the air with our regular programming, the best in Savannah. That's what we're all about. If you somehow missed the campaign, you can donate anytime at WRUU.org. Donations keep us going. All of us here at the station greatly appreciate what you, the community, does to make community radio 107.5 possible. Here's to another great year of radio.
The Humane Society of Greater Savannah's mission is to better the lives of pets and people. They provide pet adoptions, a low-cost spay and neuter clinic, a surrender prevention program, dog training classes, pet rehoming, and the Pets for Patriots Partnership, among other services. For more information, visit humanesocietysav.org. The Savannah Shakes will present a space opera version of Shakespeare's Macbeth, with 5 performances from Thursday, November 7th through Sunday, November 10th, at the Savannah Repertory Theater on Industry Drive in Savannah. For more information, call 912-346-5954 or email savshakes@gmail.com.
And we're back, everybody. This is WRUU LP Savannah, Georgia, 107.5 FM, WRUU.org. We are Savannah Soundings Community Radio with Global Soul. And today in the studio, we have Alex Talley and Cassidy Talley. And we're going to play his Free 16.
Sweet.
And it's not what you think.
This is a little story about, I'll get to what it's about later. So, I was at a concert with my friends one night. We left a little early because I got in a fight. Not the fault of Matt, Holly, John, or Nick, but I got hit by a drunk chick and we all got sick. Listened to the show from outside the venue. Went online, looked through some menus. We were starving, really hoping that we could find someplace that was open. Walk into a pizza place. The host said, I'll see if I can find you a space. I look around, it seems there's plenty of empty tables, like 15, 20, but they be acting like we need a reservation. Last thing open, not a first destination. But whatever, ain't about the confrontation. Gang was as hungry as a third world nation. Then the waiter comes to the table. Look at this dude, he was so unstable that he walks away from the table, and then he walks back to the table. He looks so confused, I don't know what he's thinking. His head was so empty, like Abraham Lincoln. We're losing our youth while we sit in this booth. It took several times just for the order to sink in. Orders some drinks, so that's when we think that the night just might get good for us. Then this one waitress apparently hates us, decides that she wants to come bully us. She's like, did the poor babies party too hard? We're like, what's the deal? Get our drinks from the bar. We're just trying to have a good time, but waiting on drinks is 9:15. Now it's 9:25. If we don't get some food in us, we won't survive. Please just give me the pie, and I ain't talking 3.14159. I immediately regret making that math joke. Cut that. Got a picture of sangria, still trapped in the pizzeria. The waiter's weird, but we're trying to be nice, even though the pitcher was like half full of ice. We order once, he leaves and come back with some ice. We order twice, he comes back again with more ice. He says no one should have to pour their own drink, at least that's what I think. That's what that one waitress was supposed to do, but it's okay, cause you know, she's like kinda new. Don't worry about it, cause I'm able. And then he pours ice on the table. Seriously, this guy's obsession with ice was like really strange. Says our order back, it wasn't right. We ordered for the third time tonight. And then he writes it on the back of a check, and we realize he hadn't even put it in yet. Another 45 minutes pass by. One by one we reach old age and die. Tables around us were filled, served, and cleaned. Don't know why we didn't deserve to eat. Finally the food starts coming in hot. Well, at least some of it, cause the waiter forgot to put the order in for one of us though. So we ask for our checks and we'll take his to go. Doesn't get the check, no box, nothing yet. Wanders all around, mind baked on meth and shrooms, weed, booze, maybe cocaine too. Might have eaten bath salts with the tuber super glue. Snaps back to reality suddenly. Forgets his task, puts a cookie in front of me. Says take this as an apology. Kitchen was backed up, company policy. Still no check of the rest of our food. Now John's just not in the mood. He said, hey man, we just wanna leave. Can we speak to your manager, please? Lady coming from the back, she don't even care a bit. Tell him by the way she walks, she ain't gonna be listening. Talking about all the other problems that we had in our establishment. She don't wanna solve them, even deal with it. Seriously, after everything that we told her, she's like, what do you mean to do about it? I don't know, cause it isn't my job, tell me. And she's like, I guess you can have one for free. Waiter rings the tab and we're so relieved. At this point, I swear we just wanna leave. John and I get out the booth last. Next to the seat, there's a handful of cash. Outside, John says you dropped your money on the ground. Nick's like, no, it's in my wallet right now. So if you're still listening or if you haven't given up, that's the story of how we accidentally stole $16.
All right, everybody, that is Alex Talley's Free 16, and it's all about your bad experience from a concert and then a pizza joint, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, we were just talking over the break, like before the break, about like how to deal, like stuff that y'all would wish you'd known when you got in, and
right.
You know, I thought you both had some really neat insights. Like you were talking about, like, you know, I try to look at it. Basically, you were saying you want to look at it like from a third person overview perspective.
Exactly.
You know, like how can I find humor in this?
Yeah.
You know, and I thought that was cool. And so we got about 20 minutes left, y'all.
Nice. Quick shout out. I just want to say, if you want to listen to any of Alex's other music, it's all on SoundCloud, just under Alex Talley. Super simple.
AlexTalley.
On SoundCloud, and he just released a new single called Ghosted with some epic artwork that he did. That's also the cover.
What is Ghosted about?
Ghosted,
is it what I think it is?
It's so it's like it's a lot of double entendres in itself, because it's about, I try to think it's like super deep, but on the main line it's just like catchy. But it's about like the duality of like relationships when you're like starting and finishing relationships.
Yeah.
So it's like it's about like either the chorus is like you either ghost or get ghosted. So it's like you either like cut somebody off and stop talking to them, or they're gonna do the same to you. And it's like
cancel culture again.
Yeah. But it's about it's about just getting out of a relationship early when you know it's not going to work.
Is like
it's just when you like
the
stop.
most passive aggressive.
Very passive.
Form.
Yeah.
It is.
No, not even passive. I think it's passive aggressive because
it's passive aggressive.
You know that you're playing with somebody's emotions.
You leave them on red. Yeah. No, it's rough.
No, it's happened to me before.
It happens to everybody.
Like,
it's disappointing.
Navigating the waters of like, if you're going to start a relationship with somebody is so hard. It's like, and it takes a while to feel comfortable. I'm about a month into a relationship right now, or I'm very close in a new relationship, and it's like,
okay,
I think I'm just
very
now
close to a relationship,
or very, very in a new relationship. So I'm a month in, and it's like it's difficult. I think I'm just now getting to the point where I'm actually like truly comfortable around him, because it's like you're so nervous, and you're just like, you don't know if the person's real, and you're just.
That's really crazy is like how things have changed. When I was that age, I mean, like I'm 43, so y'all are in your late teens, early 20s, we didn't have, like cell phones and smartphones and stuff like that. There was not like, oh, I liked a bunch of your pictures on Instagram, so like, I want to ask you out.
It's kind of
it's so weird.
There's a lost art of like talking to people
and say, hey, my name is.
I think the thing I loved about it is I actually met him on set on an indie thing that I was working on.
Yeah.
And so it's like I met him in person, and then we went and got coffee, and it didn't feel like that superficial
awkward.
And it wasn't like he didn't like slide into my DMs or anything. It was like genuine, because it's what I kind of hate.
There's a lot to be said about the human connection. I mean, like face to face, voice to voice. You get so much more out of it. Like,
it's like just like that eye contact or like anything. You just see if you can actually connect with somebody in person.
Yeah. What about you, Alex? It's Ghosted.
What's up? Oh yeah, so So the song is just
ghosted somebody?
Well, no, it's like it's a matter of like it's. I feel like
you hesitated there. Was that a faux pas?
Right. No, so like the song is like it's from like a perspective of like
getting
half of the perspective is like being like the better person, the nicer person, trying to like talk with them in person or whatever, and then having them just kind of be the immature one and just like leave you on red or whatever. And the other side of it is like maybe I'll be that. I'll be that guy
because it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship.
It's even just not hitting your buddy back.
I've had people ghost me, and it aggravates me to no end.
I would prefer.
Well, I had somebody.
I prefer it if you if they don't want to hang out with you for a certain reason. It was like you're saying earlier when quote unquote haters point out what they don't like about you. It's like just tell me why you don't want to hang out with me, and then I'll better myself. And instead of just like I'm just not going to ever see you again. You know what I mean?
I'm kind of like on that spectrum too, but at the same time, like I don't want to say something to somebody that's going to be offensive. But
right. Well, I try not to do that. I prefer they do it to me, but I don't want to be a bully.
Mean to somebody. There's a difference between like being truthful and being mean.
Like I don't want to tell somebody like I don't want to hang out because you have body odor.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I don't want to sit in the front seat with you because you smell.
I got stood up once. Somebody asked me to meet them for coffee because they wanted me to work on their show, and then they just didn't show up, and it happened twice. No. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, if you decide you don't want to work with me, just tell me.
And I'll be honest with you, I've been ghosted recently, and it just really aggravates me because I'm like, I know you saw it.
It's a waste
of
time.
It's a matter of being treated like you're unimportant.
Just say it.
Exactly.
Like honestly, I had to turn down an invitation from y'all tonight to go out to dinner. And it's not because I don't want to go hang out.
Yeah.
It's just because I have so much stuff to do.
Yeah.
And that's so understandable. Do, It's like
and I had to turn you down the first time you asked us to be on this. Like it was like a month ago you wanted us to be on, and I was like, I can't do that weekend. So you just figure it out.
Yeah, that's what you do. You don't have to ghost people to, and I think that's such a mean thing to do.
Yeah,
I'm glad that you made a song about it.
As cheesy as it is, the saying "honesty is the best policy."
It is.
It's so true, though.
Don't be nasty to somebody. Just be honest with them.
Yeah.
Say,
exactly.
If you can't do something, you can't do something. If and you don't have to just. This is one of the worst things about the being ghosted thing. Like the nonsense, just really ridiculous.
Yeah.
A day or two after you were supposed to do something, you invited somebody to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wanted to go do that.
My phone was dead.
Tell me you didn't want. I got a new
phone was dead for 2 days.
It's like, come on, man! You got your phone
48 hours to charge.
Exactly,
yeah.
And it's always those people that ghost you that when you're with them, they're on their phone the whole time, and then you're like, oh no, you did not see my message. You just didn't reply.
So I made the song. It was like, it's about it. Yeah, it's like the petty side of things. Like it's not a love song. It's not like a hate song.
Yeah,
but it's just. So what I did is like that's the main underlying theme of it, but all the actual like more. Like the bars and stuff were all based around ghosts and spirits, specters, any types of just different twists on the same word.
Yeah,
and just I was using those as my rhyming structure.
That's awesome.
We're gonna
have to play that eventually when you get a radio cut.
Yeah, I'll have to.
I'm not sure that one would be safe for radio play.
No, I know.
You ready? You want to play some bass? Play one more song or no? Sure. Yeah, one more. We're gonna Sebastian Messer is gonna play one more time here, and then we're gonna play Free 16 one more time.
Sweet.
Thank you, Bass. I appreciate it. You know, you create a lot of your own stuff, don't you? Yeah, I love it. I want to, you know what we're going to have to do? We're going to have you on as a guest. But it's so funny because he does not like talking in front of people.
Yeah.
At all. Here's that. All right, so we're going to play Free 16 for the last time on the show because we can only do it like 3 times in an hour. But this is Alex Talley's Free 16, and it's a, I don't know, it's like a rap. It's like an old school feel to it. You know, I like it. But here it is.
This is a little story about, I'll get to what it's about later. So, I was at a concert with my friends one night. We left a little early because I got in a fight. Not the fault of Matt, Holly, John, or Nick, but I got hit by a drunk chick and we all got sick. Listened to the show from outside the venue. Went online, looked through some menus. We were starving, really hoping that we could find someplace that was open. Walk into a pizza place. The host said, I'll see if I can find you a space. I look around, it seems there's plenty of empty tables, like 15, 20, but they be acting like we need a reservation. Last thing open, not a first destination. But whatever, ain't about the confrontation. Gang was as hungry as a third world nation. Then the waiter comes to the table. Look at this dude, he was so unstable that he walks away from the table, and then he walks back to the table. He looks so confused, I don't know what he's thinking. His head was so empty, like Abraham Lincoln. We're losing our youth while we sit in this booth. It took several times just for the order to sink in. Order some drinks, so that's when we think that the night just might get good for us. Then this one waitress apparently hates us, decides that she wants to come bully us. She's like, did the poor babies party too hard? We're like, what's the deal? Get our drinks from the bar. We're just trying to have a good time, but waiting on drinks since 9:15. Now it's 9:25. If we don't get some food in us, we won't survive. Please just give me the pie, and I ain't talking 3.14159. I immediately regret making that math joke. Cut that. Got a picture of sangria, still trapped in the pizzeria. The waiter's weird, but we're trying to be nice, even though the pitcher was like half full of ice. We order once, he leaves and come back with some ice. We order twice, he comes back again with more ice. He says no one should have to pour their own drink, at least that's what I think. That's what that one waitress was supposed to do, but it's okay, cause you know, she's like kinda new. Don't worry about it, cause I'm able. And then he pours ice on the table. Seriously, this guy's obsession with ice was like really strange. Says our order back, it wasn't right. We ordered for the 3rd time tonight. And then he writes it on the back of a check, and we realize he hadn't even put it in yet. Another 45 minutes pass by. One by one we reach old age and die. Tables around us were filled, served, and cleaned. Don't know why we didn't deserve to eat. Finally the food starts coming in hot. Well, at least some of it, cause the waiter forgot to put the order in for one of us though. So we ask for our checks and we'll take his to go. Doesn't get the check, no box, nothing yet. Wanders all around, mind baked on meth and shrooms, weed, booze, maybe cocaine too. Might have eaten bath salts with the tube of super glue. Snaps back to reality suddenly. Forgets his task, puts a cookie in front of me. Says take this as an apology. Kitchen was backed up, company policy. Still no check of the rest of our food. Now John's just not in the mood. He said, hey man, we just wanna leave. Can we speak to your manager, please? Lady coming from the back, she don't even care a bit. Tell him by the way she walks, she ain't gonna be listening. Talking about all the other problems that we had in our establishment. She don't wanna solve them, even deal with it. Seriously, after everything that we told her, she's like, what do you mean to do about it? I don't know, cause it isn't my job, tell me. And she's like, I guess you can have one for free. Waiter rings the tab and we're so relieved. At this point, I swear we just wanna leave. John and I get out the booth last. Next to the seat, there's a handful of cash. Outside, John says you dropped your money on the ground. Nick's like, no, it's in my wallet right now. So if you're still listening or if you haven't given up, that's the story of how we accidentally stole $16.
All right, that has been actually this is the world premiere on the radio of Alex Talley's Free 16
radio debut.
What?
I'm liking the radio edit of it. I feel like
it's pretty.
I
awesome.
wrote it when I was on set. We had like I prepped a bunch of stuff, and then I was like, I've got some time to do some writing. This was right on the back of a call sheet, and I was like, what do I do here? What's the same amount of syllables?
Yeah, if you want radio play at all, you have to have a clean version.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it's just one of those things.
But it's
nowadays.
like just the a lot of huge songs, you'll hear the radio cut and they just bleep out a section of it, and then it's like
it's kind of annoying.
It's very jarring because you just have like what was that? It's got hit by a moment of silence randomly in the song.
Yeah, I think we're way beyond the explicit lyrics shock value of an album. Back in the day, it was like, oh my God, did you know they said the F word on that album?
Yeah, right.
I remember as a kid, Cal Ripken had a baseball card by Flair, I think it was, and it said F you on the bat. And it was like a huge controversy. I think people are so beyond that.
It doesn't really matter now as much. I mean, it's like it does matter, but I think it doesn't have the same shock value, like you said. Yeah,
it's like cussing.
Yeah, well, it just kind of works its way into just the way you talk around certain when you're like rapping, it just kind of comes into
and
it. It becomes extra syllables that you
like
use.
Working in film, it's a pretty common thing. Like I know I definitely I definitely curse more than I should, and I don't do it at work as often. But it's just like I don't know.
I know the feeling. I have a potty mouth, but not in certain situations.
But it doesn't even hit me anymore. Like whenever I say it or somebody else says it, it just like. It doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't even phase.
I'm trying to pay more attention to it because it's like
I like them to have impact when I actually you say a word and it's like you want it to actually mean something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. On to some clean speaking here. I want to talk about the Savannah Authors Expo that I'm hosting next weekend at the Savannah Coffee Roasters, and there's going to be talking about indies and stuff like that. We are going to have like a bunch of authors. We're going to have panels. The Brian Ralph from Daybreak, he's got the Netflix special. He's going to be out there from like 1 to 2.
It's going to be so chill, just books and coffee and authors.
Yeah, and there's no
conversation.
No entrance fee. It's admissions are free. You can buy books if you want to. You don't have to. You can
don't even have to buy coffee. I don't think you can just go if you want.
No, there's not. But we definitely would love for you to patronize, Savannah Coffee Roasters because they're sponsoring us.
They're a great location.
But you don't have to. I mean, like you can literally come up there, do your thing, hang out. You can hang out all day if you want to. But yeah, we're going to be doing that. We're going to be doing some panels, just chilling for the day.
Sounds awesome.
So I'm excited about it. It's over at the Morrison Room at the Savannah Coffee Roasters. So like when you go in, it's upstairs. And so I'm pretty excited about it.
Awesome.
This is the 4th year I've been doing it. It's 2016. 17, 18, and now 19.
Oh, nice.
That I've been doing these author events. And
it's crazy how time flies.
I know.
Can you believe it's going to be 2020 in like 2 months? I don't know. It's crazy.
It's just crazy. We're entering the madness of a holiday season. And I saw the funniest meme, though. It was a picture of Halloween, somebody dressed in Halloween, and it was a picture of somebody who was coming up dressed in Christmas. And then there was a picture of a guy dressed with a turkey. And the first one, the Christmas one, goes... the first one says Happy Halloween. The first person said Happy Halloween. The second one goes Merry, and you see the guy in the turkey shirt just tackle. It's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, I definitely like Turkey Day is important. I love November.
Yeah,
you got to get that good like fall season in, especially in the South. Like November is fall for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You had brought up an important fact. It is Election Day on Tuesday, right?
It is. It's local elections on Tuesday.
Yeah, and you can check out your local polling stations. I believe you can go to any of the news stations. They have like this stuff.
Do your research, go vote. It'll be my first time voting since I turned 18 this year, so I'm super excited.
And you were talking about you've got Ghosted just came out.
Yeah,
on
SoundCloud.
You're working on like possibly doing an LP.
I'm working. Yeah, so we're just talking off the air. We're talking about LPs and albums. I've got a lot of stuff backed up and kind of ready to go. So I've been releasing some of these singles on SoundCloud while I go. But I'm thinking about putting together a rap album. I've got me and my buddy Matt Dixon. We write enough rock stuff. We've got at least a little EP, LP album that we could do there as well. So I'm gonna try to piece some stuff together.
What's your band
by the end
called?
of the year? Bad Mistake.
Bad Mistake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They're gonna have some local shows out here soon.
If you ever change the name, you could always do Faux Pas.
Faux pas. There we go. It's the same difference, right? Yeah.
You were talking about a friend of yours did a song.
Oh yeah. Our friend Brennick O'Connor is his Instagram handle. You can look him up at McGovern. So that's MC and then Govern, McGovern on Spotify. He just released a single called Ginny, and it is so good. I've listened to it a million times over today.
He's our buddy we met on there was a TV show filming here a couple years back, Living the Dream.
That was 2015, I think.
Yeah.
That was so long ago.
It was a British TV show that came here.
Yeah.
And he's
he was one of our leads and one of our lead actors. He's a great musician. He's actually in New York right now doing an off-Broadway musical.
He just wrapped on. He was on the new Alex Rider TV show reboot. He's one of the main characters in that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's a super cool dude. Go check him out.
That's
sure.
awesome. Do you have a website, Alex?
Me, I don't. I post most of my.
Is it just Alex Talley?
I post most of my updates and stuff on my Instagram. It's under Alex the Lino, which it's a little He-Man / Madagascar reference.
Yeah.
So Alex the Lino. I post.
If you'd see him in person, you'd understand.
Yeah, I've got a big lion mane of hair.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
Yeah, I think at this point it's more like Instagram and I guess not really even Facebook as much anymore. It really is like everything's on Instagram right now. Like all of my updates, everything.
Yeah, that is one of the things I like. Instagram. I still do Facebook.
I do too. It's not. Yeah, I don't
it's
post
just
that. Right?
there.
I just kinda look at
I
memes.
post different stuff, whatever, because I keep in touch with a lot of my family.
It's good for socialization too, or for more for media and stuff.
Well, and the fact, our friend Brennick, who we were just talking about, haven't really seen him since we met him, but we've all been able to keep in touch and see what we're up to because of social media. So I think it's a big thing.
Instant messages,
and we've got about 3 minutes left before we wrap it up. But we were talking earlier about being ghosted and ghosting and stuff like that. And that is one of the things that I love. I mean, I've always tried to build relationships with people. I'm a relationship person, not a transactional person.
I love meeting new people and getting to know new people. Even if you don't build a relationship with them in a friendship or any kind of relationship at all. It's just getting one cup of coffee or having a little interaction.
Standing in a line while you're in a queue or something like that. You're like,
and you can learn something from everybody.
You had a queue buddy.
Yeah.
Queue buddy, yeah.
I mean, you ever had one of those little micro relationships where you just know the person for that moment?
Just a lot of the baristas at Foxy Loxy. I love them, but only really ever see them when I order coffee and we talk. Yeah, exactly.
I have a close, the little relationship with the ice guy, the waiter.
Yeah.
At the down in Florida.
Yeah,
he'll be with me forever. I wrote it for you.
He will.
I hope he hears it.
I do too, honestly.
That'd be so cool. It'd be neat to see behind the scenes his version of it.
Yeah.
If he hears it, let's shoot the music video.
It was just a horrible night. We were at Rockville. All these people were coming in, and I honestly don't remember this guy at all.
Show up that day? I don't even know.
Was he there? But I don't know. You'd have to show me a receipt.
So funny.
Yeah.
That video's up on YouTube. It's Alex Talley 316. A lot of local filmmakers put a lot of work into it.
Yeah, just look up 316 music video. It's pretty easy to find from there.
Awesome. Any last things you want to shout out or share before we go?
I think that was it. Just just
go check out the video.
Well, I'm very impressed. Y'all are doing a great job, and
thanks, man. It's great to see
you so
you
much
again,
for.
dude.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Thank you so much for being on the show today, y'all.
Of course, thank you.
Yeah, it's been great. Everybody, stay tuned. Up next is the crew from Savannah at Night. And you've been listening to the Adam Messer Show here on WRUU LP Savannah, Georgia, 107.5 FM WRUU. We are Savannah Soundings Community Radio with Global Soul.